So, Hani, be there, and we're going to have a audio-visual play first, and then we. So, every always, right? You figure out laws, and first time when I saw to Army, I buying one item. This is the first question I asked about the author. He said, Dr. K, I'm being in UAE. I've seen the kind of construction we do in UAE. It's so powerful, but if I look at back in my country, I will tell them the right way of building a construction electrical project. So I want to take the knowledge of this UAE, what I learned here, and take back this knowledge in my own country and tell them what's the right way of things about construction, electrical, planning, cost management. And he said, I want to win my own country on the strong, solid base. So let's do a launch first, and I would like to call Governor Waters on the stage to help us on the book launch. Report. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Shukran. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sure, thank you. Thank you so much. Shukran. Thanks.
Yeah, so this book is called Consulting How They Construction Projects, Electrical Installations. So I want to ask you what inspired you to write this specific book, because I know you had a couple of those in your mind when we spoke, but why did you decide to write this in first?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In fact, I spent here 20 years in UAE. I worked in several projects, and I met engineer Nedal, who is the second author, in 2006. Through my work, I found that there are huge mistakes occurs in projects, and these mistakes usually cause several thousands to be rectified in the end of the project. These mistakes could be discovered or easily removed if little bit there was some efforts in the beginning. Sometimes it's just a small drawing that can eliminate those mistakes. In 2006, I met Engineer Nedal. I was a contractor. He was a consultant. Actually, and I consider him like a teacher or a mentor for me. And I gained from him a lot of experience. That was my first project in UAE. And for the first time, I became a senior engineer. My experience was low, not enough with the size of the project. So Engineer Nedal, he did all he can to raise my knowledge, and I really appreciate all his efforts that time. And the most important thing, I felt that this man is working for the goal of the project, not working for something else. Some people, sometimes you feel they work to show themselves working, or they think work as a consultant is finding problems to the contractor, which is completely wrong. Engineer Nedal, he was finding the problems and giving the solution, and even expecting the problems and trying to eliminate it before it appears. He affected me so much, and I really feel that he is the key person behind my experience in UAE. the project finished, and I went to several projects. And after that project with Engineer Nidal, my career completely changed. I start having offers from mega projects. I worked in Dubai Metro and Presidential Palace, and I worked also in Etihad Rail, and I'm now working in Etihad Rail. But I can say all these things belong to this man who trained me. In 2012, we changed accommodation, and I met Engineer Nidal. He was my neighbor by chance. So through daily meetings and in the area, and with couple discussions, you used to talk about the work, the problems in the work, and what was the reason why it is. Then he told me that he has all his comments and work is saved as papers and even sometimes as files, Excel and Word. Then he mentioned that he can give it to me because many of my questions exist in those papers. When I saw those papers, I realized that it's nearly a book.
Wonderful.
From this point, the idea came that why we don't transfer these papers to a book. Then he told me that that was his dream, but he cannot do that. And this thing stayed till 2000, I think, 20 or 21. The papers with me, I tried myself several times to convert it to Word, but I couldn't. It requires a lot of experience, and even I didn't have the time because of my work. Then I met Dr. Kailash through the internet, and he was the person who changed this dream to a real book, actually. In this book, we tried to concentrate on the problems that cause wrong installations in the work. And these usually simple things being ignored by the contractor in the beginning, thinking that it is not important, or thinking that it can be solved in the future. Also, there are some points which require some coordination between services, and if it is done in the beginning of the work, it will save a lot of time. Finally, by putting those requirements in front of the contractor, because we are talking about contractor who has a site engineer, maybe young or with low experience, so he needs guidance. And if we have those information and we can guide him, he will go in the straight way. Otherwise, making the mistakes, it will cause a lot of waste of time in the rectification of those mistakes, and in spending money to remove the wrong work, to buy new material, to install the new material. So it is nearly 3 times cost. And that was one of the most problems in the projects.
I have to ask a very different question to him. Not only he funny, but all my partners have very busy jobs. Okay, so we go work, come back, then he also works for Etihad, which is being with. He said, not only he, all of them. So I want to ask you, how did you manage time to write this entire journal, which would show more as a college curriculum, also a couple of colleges to be studying electrical engineering. So how did you get time? What's the secret to time management to write the book? How to get time to the people?
In fact, as I mentioned, most of the book, it was really done by Engineer Nidal, and it was printed, but printed some of them in Excel, some of them in Word. But there are a lot of things that require to be rearranged and rephrased, and some missing parts, very minor parts that require to be changed in location. So that's what I did. But I was working every day about 2 hours in addition to my work at night, and I used one of my annual leaves about 20 days completely in writing the book in Iraq. Yeah,
2 hours a day of consistency.
yeah.
And when he went to Iraq for his annual holidays, he decided to focus on the book. That's how it happens. And thank you very much for writing this book, because a lot of these colleges and students who are studying in colleges, they need a practical education by professionals who are working in the field to tell them how to do it. Any plans to teach in the college and product?
No. That's the point. Is that we are not the book is not like the books which are given in the college as a technical books with formulas and these things. The book exactly, it's a practical experience. Practical experience. Sometimes you have graduated students with very high marks, but as a practical experience, he doesn't have. And vice versa, if one worked in several projects, even if his previous study was no so strong, but with his experience, he can do the work. So we made the book to guide the fresh engineers and the engineers who are entering the construction field for the first time, even if they spent several years in different professions like design or maintenance. He can find that the book contains chapters for each system. He can go to that chapter and he can extract the required steps he need to follow to ensure correct.
What he's saying, I will share a very powerful thing is, if you want to learn someone's life, you have to be his shadow for life. Then you will learn about one person. But if you read a book, that book comes from experience of 25, 30, 35, 40 years of experience as a juice in a book. So if you read many books, you'll read many nights. And these kind of books are going to change a lot of lives. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Changing the world, and you me a lot of props.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That was how I mentioned about work and did the McFable.
In fact, I was discussing with Engineer Nedal about this information. Both me and him, we are sure that the book can give 5 years of experience for any fresh engineer if he just read it. Yeah, read it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
And the section of the book, give me the mic and open your arms. You remember how to give it? Or should I remind you? No, because I need to get a high station. Otherwise, not. Like, take the type. So, open your arms. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and whoosh. Okay, that's it.
Thank you so much. I think it's a